Good morning. It's good to see you this morning. I hope you're able to join me. Let me look and see if I've got some folks that are going to be joining me yet this morning. I'm doing better with allergies and stuff, but anybody else out there suffering with allergies this spring, you have my sympathy. Totally, you have my sympathy. So did you bring yourself something to drink this morning? I'm still on coffee. This is my second cup of coffee. I know. Drinking coffee with a straw is not the norm. But I started doing that when I was a graduate student. And I was commuting. And I needed to drink my coffee, but I needed to drive too. So I had to do something so I wouldn't have the coffee cup in the way when I was trying to see to drive. All right. Well, my name is Teresa Marsh. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator coming to you from New Bern, North Carolina on the East Coast of the United States, towards the East Coast. I'm not on the East Coast. I wanted to share with you this morning something that I think all of us have a good use for right now, which is graduation cards. If you don't have anybody in your life who's graduating, then you're in the minority. Oh, goodness gracious. So I was playing with some of my supplies this morning with that in mind. And I looked up, I've got congratulations and all kinds of stamp sets. But, sometimes you have just the perfect stamp set. And I double checked. I double checked to make sure. Wait a minute. There we go. I double checked to make sure that this was still current. So we're going to use this morning, we're going to use the cap and gown stamp set. It is still current. I did not check to see if it was going to be in the upcoming catalog, but it's not on Last Chance or anything. But anyway, this is cap and gown, and this is 162810. Okay, that's the part number. I didn't get a chance to do my banners to show off the part numbers and stuff, but that's it. 162810. Okay, something else we're going to be using this morning is the Stylish Shapes dies. Okay, look at all these scribbles on here. These are so popular. They've been around a little while, but oh my goodness, they are so good to be used. What I'm using today is this one right here, the fatter of the short ones of the banners. That's what I'm going to be using. In fact, I've already cut it out. I shouldn't say that, should I? Now, we're also going to be using the, excuse me, the Cane Weave 3D embossing folder. This is on Last Chance. That's what that little green tag means for me. And it's listed on the Last Chance with a price of $7. So that's awesome. Because I don't remember how much it was, but it's only $7. And I really enjoyed this one. Okay. Let me look. All right. That's all the bits and pieces. I'm going to be using white cardstock, and I'm going to be using black cardstock. And that's it. All right. We're going to start out with, I've done some pre-work, but I actually didn't have any card bases. That does not happen. I usually do a pack of white paper at a time for card bases, because I try to make my card bases all in white so that I can add color otherwise. Okay, if you take your card, your card stock, and look at it portrait wise, tall wise, up and down like this, up and down. Then you measure it 4 1/4, and you score. Rotate it 180 degrees, and cut it at 5 1/2. And you now have 2 card bases ready to roll. All right. We're only going to make 1 card this morning, but always, always you have use for another, right? Okay. We're going to fold that and burnish it. And in my fiddling around this morning, I played with placement of stamps. I played with the embossing folder. I played with the die cuts. One of the cool things about putting a piece of background paper behind your stamps, behind your primary, is you can use the center of it for your die cuts if you want to. I'm going to leave that a minute. Okay, now I played with this to figure out what sort of placement I wanted. And I decided I liked that placement, but when I put it on a plain cardstock, it was just too plain. It was just too plain. By the way, if you have trouble getting good coverage on a stamp that's solid like this, you really want to find a stamp placement tool. I still have the one that Stampin' Up! Used to sell. I don't know if I'm even supposed to talk about it, but anyway, I've got one that Stampin' Up! Used to sell, and it gives you an opportunity to stamp and restamp and always get it in exactly the same place. And since this is a cling stamp set, you know, the red rubber kind, you can't see through it to make sure that you're lining it up exactly right. So it's important sometimes to have a stamp placement tool to be able to get everything where it needs to go. All right. Now we're going to use this as a background. Another background. I'm trying to decide which do you think I should be using. Wait a minute. I'm on the wrong view. There we go. I want to be able to see who's talking to me. Okay. I don't think anybody's talking to me yet this morning. All right. I'm going to use the Stampin' Seal just along the edges, not in the middle, because I got gaps in the middle anyway. Of course, all it would do is stick it to the cardstock. So you notice this kind of wants to be wrinkly where I put it through the machine to emboss it. So I need to be careful to kind of walk the wrinkles out of it. There we go. Now this, we are going to use glue. Here we go. We're going to use this kind of glue. This is the Tombow glue. They call it mono multi-liquid glue. The reason they call it mono multi is because you can use it 2 different ways, which is a real blessing. But sometimes the blessing, it actually turns into something that's not so fun. What they're saying is it can be used as a wet glue to glue down pieces, and when it dries, it's permanent. Or you can put it on something and leave it to air dry, and that thing, whatever you put it on, stays sticky. So it's great that you can use it 2 different ways. But for me, who tends to be messy sometimes with glue, it has the downside of, well, I smeared a little out of the way and now it's sticky where I don't want it to be sticky. Okay. I stamped out all the other stuff again, all right, so that I could build this one up. Here's that Stylish Shapes piece. See the See the stitching on the side? I love the little stitching on the side, that look. And I just had stamped out another congratulations graduate. My goodness, it doesn't look very straight. Well, we'll just have to deal with it, won't we? I'm going to put this on with Stampin' Seal. And I'll put it on my Stylish Shapes. That's not going to work. Okay. I have to be able to see what I'm doing at both ends at the same time. So this is a little bit short, but I just wanted a little touch of black to set it off from the background. Okay, so that's ready to go. Alrighty, what am I looking for? I'm looking for this right here. This is really, I mean, it serves a double duty, okay? I did an experiment on placement and then put this through the embossing folder, the cane weave 3D embossing folder. And of course, it doesn't look so smart with it all wrinkled like that. But it serves as a fantastic backdrop for where to put the pieces that I'm going to put on. All right, this is going to go on dimensionals. Of course, I'm doing this all in black and white, so it's very generic. But for instance, if your favorite graduate is has school colored, gowns that are reflect their school colors, you can use those, and that's really cool to be able to do that. All right. There we go. I love reverse tweezers. They are my friend. Here's our cover. I don't know if a full-size dimensional will fit on that. I don't think so. Let's go for the mini dimensionals. If I've got one up here. Of course not. There we go. I keep dimensionals all over the place, don't I? All right, let's put some mini dimensionals on this so we can get the height without having to worry about the dimensionals showing. Okay, and there's 2 dimensionals on there. All right, and here's our hat, our cover, if you will. So if anybody peeks under, they're going to see there's a shadow behind. But look at the dimension on it. Isn't that great? Now, I stamped and cut out one of these too, the diploma. I was wondering if it should go down, if it should go on here, or if I should just leave this like this. But I thought, it'd be nice to have something else down in this section. Congratulations, graduate. So I'm going to go ahead and do that too. I think I like that extra little bit of stuff right there. I do not have the solid black dots that we've got. I don't have any of those to use as other focal point. Okay. Anyway, congratulations, graduate. Now we need to put something inside, which we're going to use this. All of the hard work was worth it. Boy, I got that all side-goggled on there, didn't I? Not that it has to be straight, but not that it has to be straight. Some of us are just a little, I won't say OCD. Some of us are just easily distracted by things that aren't straight. How's that? All the hard work was worth it. All right. And we're just going to stamp that down and let it absorb into the paper a little bit. There you go. All the hard work was worth it. Now you see there, that was pretty easy. One of the things I like about this stamp set is that I can go all black and white, and it can be used for any graduation. But I also like the fact that it's got the hands. You've seen how at the end of the graduation ceremony everybody throws their hat in the air and all that. So here's the hat or the cap. Here's the hands. You can color the hands appropriately for your graduate. Have the hat up in the air so that it signifies that they've finished graduation and they've thrown their hat in the air and it's all done. You know, that is just so cool. So how many of you are getting excited for the new catalog to go live? Look, I've already got all kinds of tags in here. I've ordered a lot from this new catalog already because that's one of the advantages of being a demonstrator is I get to order early. I get to do what's called a pre-order before the catalog or the new offering goes live. I get to order something ahead of time. I don't always get to order everything that I would want. Sometimes I have to wait for the the thing to go live in order to order some of the stuff. They don't always offer everything on pre-order, I guess is what I'm saying. Okay. Oh, that's what that is. Duh. But anyway, this is going to go live. Let's see, today is May the 1st. It goes live on Tuesday, I think, which is the 6th. Yes. It would help if I pulled this April page off my calendar. Yes, it goes live on the 6th, which is Tuesday. So if you've got a catalog, be going through it, mark your little pages, or make yourself a list of the things that you just really want right away. This is an annual catalog, so the items in here should be available through the year, through April of 2026. They're likely to be available all the way through. Now, some of the items from this year's catalog are going to be moved to, some of them you're going to find in the 2025 catalog, and some of them are going to disappear, just totally disappear. So what you want to do is you want to go to our site and key in last chance. All right. That's going to list all the items that are on their last chance. The items that are, what's the word? Well, they're last chance. They are not going to order any more of them. You know, these are the items that are going to be gone forever when they're gone. Excuse me. I did that this morning as I was going through putting together this presentation. I wanted to double check everything and know exactly that what I was using, where it was listed. Like I said, the Cane Weave 3D embossing folder is on the last chance list, and it's marked down. So that's cool. That's good. The stylish shapes, I keyed that in, and it's not showing last chance or anything. It's not suggesting that it's going. In fact, I looked it up. It's in the new catalog, so it's going to be around for a while. Okay. What else do I want to share with you? Oh, when the catalog goes live, there's going to be a new join special. So starting on the 6th and through the end of May, when you good morning, Vicki. Through the end of May, if you choose to join my team, you're able to get your starter kit for $99, but choose $165 worth of product. So that would be awesome. Excuse me. It's a really good join special. It's great for those of us who like to make cards and just would rather do it with a discount. You automatically get a 20% discount. So that'll be good. That would be good for you. So if you need a catalog, or if you want to talk more about joining my team, give me a buzz, or give me a call, drop me a note. Here we go. Let's look. There we go. At Teresa with SassyStampingWithTeresa.com. Okay. Let's see. Here is the last chance. You know, if you just go anyway, just go to last chance. Go to the site and click on last chance, and it'll show you what's there on that list. If you need a catalog, drop me a note at Teresa at SassyStampingWithTeresa.com. If you have questions, drop me a note. If there's anything I can do to work with you on exploring card making and connecting with others who love to make cards. I had the best time this past weekend at the North Carolina quarterly meeting. We had, gosh, I don't know how many ladies were there, but I've got friends that I've met through this community that I'm really, really blessed to know, and offering an opportunity for me to get out of my little niche. During COVID, I was pretty much a couch potato. And I got kind of used to it. And so I wasn't getting out and about the way God wanted me to. I mean, I was hibernating. And this gave me a vehicle to use to reach out, to touch other folks' lives that I might not have touched before, might not have had an opportunity to touch before. And so it was really a blessing for me to get into playing with Stampin' Up. And I do play with it. I mean, I know that I do videos and all that, but this, if I had to categorize it, it would be a hobby. But I've gotten so much better at it. I love being able to share it with other people. I'd love to become your demonstrator if you don't have a demonstrator. So I will share with you each week at 10 o'clock on Thursday mornings. Next week it'll be a video because next week I will once again be subbing in for family members while someone goes for chemo. But I've decided that 10 o'clock on Thursdays, whether live or recorded, 10 o'clock on Thursdays is when you're going to find me online. Usually I'll be live. Sometimes it'll be taped. But this is the way that I can develop better discipline in my life to get this done. Please tell me I'm not the only one that is challenged with discipline and adding structure. I have to have better structure to my life. And this has helped too. You know, gives me something to structure that makes me accountable. I'm accountable to you to be online at 10 o'clock on Thursday mornings. And I definitely enjoy getting together with you. So I'll see you next week at 10 o'clock. If I'm able to, I will be in the comments section. All right. But I can't guarantee I'll be online at the same time. So have a great week. Enjoy your upcoming May. Today's the first day of May. Obviously, we're going to need to work on some Mother's Day cards because that's what's coming. That's what's coming. All right. Love you, and I hope to see you next week. And remember, God loves you more than anybody. And He loves you right where you are. Have a good week.